Hello, hello. I think we're live. Welcome back to the final K. Welcome back to stage 2 at the Tour Down Under. There's currently 41 kilometers left. I've been watching the whole stage, so I want to go over what has happened so far. So what has happened so far is not a lot. There's been two climbs so far. So there's been the one at the start of the stage. It was Ashton. The winners of that were Reinderink from Quickstep. He won that one, and Ernstrad, who was in the breakaway yesterday and is currently the King of the Mountains jersey right now, he was second in that. And then after that we had the KOM sprint stage. Winner of that was it wasn't Reinderink. Plowright, Jensen Plowright, he's won both of them. So there's been two sprints, and Jensen Plowright has won both of those. Reinderink has won both of the climbs. He won Ashton and he won Corkscrew. So we've got 40 kilometres left. What is to come? The final climb of Corkscrew, which should be good. So it should. I'm expecting a lot from the GC today. And I'm hoping for a lot of attacks. I'm hoping for Narvaez's attack. I'm hoping for Finn Fisher Black attack. Well, my prediction, if you were following me on Instagram and TikTok, I predicted Finn Fisher Black to win this, so let's hope he wins it so I can get that prediction right. But yeah, the breakaway is still out there. There's 7 riders currently in the breakaway. So we've got Jensen Plowright, we've got Fran Mihulevich, we've got Renderink, who has been brilliant in the breakaway today. He's been very, very good. We've got an Uno ex-teammate of Ernstad that I'm not going to try and pronounce in case I get it wrong. We've also got Joel Suter and Lucas Stevenson. Lucas Stevenson is the youngest rider and the only teenager riding the Tour Down Under this year, so nice for him to get in the breakaway. Nice for the Australian national team to get in the breakaway after yesterday's mishap. But yes, today for the stage today is 3,222 meters of elevation. So that's what they're dealing with today. According to the race director, it is the hardest stage in the Tour Down Under's history. So that should be it has been pretty good. The climb does look steep, and there's a lot of fans out on the climb, which is always nice to see. It's the first time they're ever climbing Corkscrew twice. So it's the first time I've ever done that. And when they get to the top of Corkscrew, in recent years they turn right, and it sort of flattened out and then went downhill. This year they're turning left and continuing to go up the rest of it. So yeah. Narvaez, he got a puncture going up just before the start of the first Corkscrew, just in and around that area. He got a back wheel puncture, so he did. But I think everything's fine. He's back to normal. Just an update on the race: 38.2 kilometers. Gap for the breakaway is 1 minute 40. Jayco are at the front of the peloton pushing, as well as UAE, Decathlon, Lidl, and I think Red Bull are pushing up the left hand side of the road. So about yesterday, there was 2 crashes yesterday. I thought one was a Decathlon rider. It turns out it was actually a Bahrain rider. It was Max van der Meulen. He crashed and he has pulled out. They were said on commentator was saying there that he went for brain scans actually, and they all came back okay, which is good to hear. The other rider that crashed was the Tudor rider. It was Marius Meyerhofer. Don't quote me on that last name, but he actually he's pulled out as well. He has multiple fry. He broke his collarbone and broke a couple of ribs. So that is never good, and rest up for him. But they're the first 2 to pull out of the Tour Down Under. So it is. Everyone else is still in it. There's been no crashes, thankfully, and there's been no, I think the only thing was Narvaez's puncture, and that's been about it. So yes, apologies if I do sound a bit quiet. I'm speaking normal volume. I'm still trying to figure out the workings of my microphone. So every time I do it, I do sound a bit quiet. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how to make it louder, or how to make it not sound as quiet. But yes, last year's winner of the stage was Javier Romo, who's riding it again this year, except the climbs before the finish weren't as tough as this year. But could we see him, going for it again this year? Possibly. I would like to think so, seeing he did well last year. The gap here for the breakaway isn't really moving that much, so it's sort of steadied out about 140, 143 in and around that. Jake had been pulling at the front for a decent bit now. Before I started even the stream, they've been pulling for a decent bit. Oh, I forgot to. I'm an agent. Rookie mistake. The stage isn't even up. Where's my mouse? Why is this not? There we go. Finally. There we go. That is my bad. Apologies. So the stage is no longer stage 1, it is stage 2. As you can see on your screen, we have got the general classification standings. So we've got Tobias Lund Anderson in first after his impressive win yesterday. We've got Sam Watson in second by 1 second. We've got Ethan Vernon, Michael Zaylard, Lawrence Pithy, Matthew Brennan, and Jay Vine. And I think Matthew Brennan is the young rider as well, young riders classification. Right, let me see if I can add this whilst we are live. No, that's the wrong thing. Look at that. There we go. Why is it massive? So you see the red arrow, that is where we currently are on the stage. Yep, just at that wee peak there. Yeah, so we're just hitting the top of this wee peak here. 35 kilometers to go. Let's have a look at the other. So these are going to be my stage favourites for today's race. Got Jonathan Narvaez, who is, like, everyone's talking about him being the favourite. So there's a lot of expectation on him. We've got Jay Vine. I'll come back to Matthew Brennan. But then we've also got Ben O'Connor, Santiago Buitrago, Leonard Van Etveld, and Finn Fisher Black. I want to go back to Matthew Brennan. A lot of people are actually talking about him, podiuming this stage, because he's good at hills. So it's just whether he can survive the corkscrew with the attacks. If he can make I think if he's in the front group and they're going to the finish, I think 100% Matthew Brennan hasn't. It's just whether he can survive corkscrew for the second time. I think they're hitting maximums of 16%. So they are. Andy Brennan at the front of the peloton, pulling for his team. Jaco were still, I think Jaco were definitely going for it. It'll be either Ben O'Connor or Luke Plop, in my opinion. Oh, forgot to change that. Look at this. Forgot to change that as well. That should change right now. So these are this is the sprint jersey points as well. So you can see Tobias Anderson, he is on 30, Brennan 25, Welsford 22, and then so on and so forth. I don't think if any of the GC riders went today, I don't think any of them will be hitting taking the sprint jersey today. If we move on, we've got the mountains classification. Now this is the virtual mountains classification because we've still one more climb left, but I've added the climbs that have happened. So we've got Ernstrad, he's first in 26 points. Renderink, he's 17. Pelini, he's not in the break today, so he's still sat on 8. The only other one who has been added is Milojevic. I think that's how you pronounce it. He's on 4. But yeah, like I said, in the breakaway today, Renderink has been brilliant. Ernstrad, I think at the start of the first climb, he looked around and said to everyone, do you mind if I take these points? And Renderink attacked him, which is very good. Then he also attacked the breakaway on the first corkscrew climb. Oh. Yeah, I think there is a lot of pressure on Jaco, especially after that Australian National Championships. I think there's a lot of pressure on them, to get a result here at the Tour Down Under. And I think today's stage is definitely one of the best opportunities for them to get a result, especially with Ben O'Connor and Luke Plop. And seeing that they are pretty much the Australian national team, seeing the only rider that isn't Australian is Mauro Schmidt, who could also win today's stage as well. He's also a good contender for today's stage. Red Bull haven't moved either. Red Bull are still on I said left last time, but that's the right hand side of the route. They're all trying to get their positions for this final climb. So the enemy refreshes. So that's where we're sat about now. Also, apologies if, like I said, it do sound like I'm whispering. It is currently 3:45 in the morning and my house is asleep, so I'm trying not to wake anyone. I hope I don't wake anyone, so that's the goal. Complete the stream and don't wake anyone. But no, my luck, I will have probably woke someone up, unfortunately. Let's also have a look at I mentioned there before, the Young Riders jersey. Yes, there we go. So Matthew Brennan in first. A lot of people are saying he's actually going to win the youth jersey this Tour Down Under, which could be possible. I think my prediction in my preview, I went for Pavel Novak. So I did. So this could be a stage where he starts to show and he could eventually end up on that leaderboard. But there wasn't really much change. I think Matthew Brennan, he was sat in 5th and he was the only one that moved up. The rest have moved sort of 2nd to 4th have moved down 1, and 6th and 7th haven't moved at all. I actually wanted to talk about stage 1 because I got off pretty much straight after stage 1 and there's not much happened in the sprint. I couldn't really speak about it and I was wrecked, but see that Matthew Brennan sprint? Holy shit. Like he went from about 50th position to 2nd. I think if there was just a bit more road, I think he would have got it. So he would have. But then again, fair play to Anderson and fair play to Goodmanstadt, the lead-out man for Anderson. He did some lead-out, so he did. But then I also found out at the start of the stage he got a yellow card for that, so he did. Coming into the final 30 kilometers now. So we are. So we go, final 30 kilometers. But yeah, like I was saying, Goodmanstadt, he got a yellow card, first yellow card of the year, and the reason he got booked was because he raised his hand off the handlebar in celebration for when Anderson crossed the finish line, which he shouldn't have, because apparently it's a rule now that you're not allowed to lift your hands off the handlebar, which does sound a bit odd, like, but hey-o. Coming up to Cuddle Creek. So Australians, they do have good names for places like Cuddle Creek, Wollonga Hill, Corkscrew. The finish is looking pretty good as well. There's a big right hand bend that they have to, it's like a big long right hand turn, and then when they come down it's sort of like downhill slightly, and then I'd say the final 100-200 meters is slightly uphill. So if there is a group, that should leave room for a good sprint. Honestly, I hope I don't sound like I'm whispering this stream, because it's starting to annoy me now. Thinking that I'm just whispering. Like, I'm just talking into the top of the mic. Like, it says on the box. But anyway, so the gap from the breakaway to the peloton has dropped 30 seconds. Now it's 1 minute and 10. I'm expecting that to drop a lot more before the start of the climb. So I am. Yeah, the breakaway was good. I'm surprised there was a lot of people got away on it. Joel Sutter, he was the first one to go, but no one went with him, so nobody went with him, so he sort of just sat about 50 meters in front of the peloton until someone else moved, and then it started to develop, and then one by one they started trickling out. But it bumped up to 7 riders. And it wasn't, like I said, it was nice to see Round the Rink actually put up some competition, especially after yesterday when your man Earnshaw was like pretty much just let the ride over the climbs. It's good to see him actually have to sort of sprint for it. Well, he hasn't really. Once Round the Rink attacks, he just leaves up, and then the rest of them let him get second. So he's just farming the King of the Mountains jersey. Gap for the breakaways down to 1:05. Where are we sat at now? We're sat just a little bit over. Is that actually up on the... Yeah, the arrow is. And the arrow's moving as well. 26.5 kilometers to go now. I've upgraded from my phone yesterday, so I've got an iPad, so my eyes are slightly just above it. So yep, looking to get good positions now as we're coming up the Corkscrew. All the teams are sort of in the same position. Average speed of 40 kilometers an hour. Just going to end in half an hour. I was actually expecting it to end a lot later, so 4:20 finish. Take it. So yeah, we've got UAE on the... Well, if you're looking at them head on, UAE's on the right hand side. To the left of them is Jumbo. To the left of them is Astana. Then to the left of them is Jayco. And then Red Bull. So they are the teams at the front of the peloton chasing down the breakaway. The gap has now decreased to 56 seconds. So it has. I'm excited for corkscrew. I want to see what happens because this is the first bit of GC action we're going to get. So sorry, I forgot Little. Little's in between Jaco and Astana. Yeah, they're flying down this descent like. They're going very quick. Any else are coming up on the right hand side. So they are. Gonna yawn. No. No, hold it in. I've been live 20 minutes already. Doesn't even feel it. It's weird. It's weird when you're live. That 20 minutes felt like 5 minutes. So that is very weird. .6 kilometers to go now with a gap of 51 seconds. I need the shave. Desperately need the shave. Nothing much. I'm not really expecting much to happen from now. The teams have sort of got their position, and they're sort of just staying in that position and bullying any other teams that are trying to get in, and they're going to keep that position down to the start of corkscrew. I wonder who else is going to attack. I'm trying to think who would attack first. I think Narvaez will attack first. So I think he goes first, possibly, or he follows. Jay Vine as well. He won here when he won in 2023. So he did, so he knows this climb. I don't know who's gonna attack first. But I hope there is an attack, and I hope it is good. Oh, acceleration from UAE on the right. I sort of just sat up now. I keep going to yawning and not yawn. So the gap's now 43 seconds. We've got Rendering attacking at the front of the breakaway now. Ernstad. There we go. Ernstad follows. Who else is that? Bahrain. Mihailovic. I think that's how you say his name. They're the three that have broke. Rendering breaking first. Ernstad following. And Mihailovic on the back. Mihailovic. Right, Mihailovic, right, I've got it now, Mihailovic. The commentator said it, so now I know. Mihailovic, right, I think I've got it. But them three have left, so they have broken away from the breakaway. NSN are now at the front of the peloton pulling. Everyone has sort of lost their position. NSN have taken over at the front of the peloton. Sam Welsford's actually in 4th position. They'll be going for Corbin Strong. Who's that? Is that Bahrain? Bahrain's coming up on the left. Yeah, they're definitely trying to help Corbin Strong there. And I think the peloton are closing in on the second breakaway, not the first one. Now I've got... What is going on here? A lot of acceleration happening in the peloton at the moment. I think the first break, they're 29 seconds in front of the peloton. Rendering Ernstad and Mihailovic. And I forgot his name already. There you go. 3 riders from the breakaway have been caught. The only one I haven't seen is Plowright, Jensen Plowright. But there you go. Them 3 riders from the breakaway just got swallowed and spat back out the bottom of that peloton. The speed M. Oh. Acceleration in the breakaway. Mihailovic has accelerated at the front. Renderink follows. Ernstad struggling to stay on the back. Can he stay on? He's struggling to get back up, but he is getting back on. 21 kilometers to go. If Education and Ineos at the front of the breakaway, as well as Little. Ineos on the right, Little on the left. Around this corner. Little are riding really mad. The gap is now 12 seconds at the first breakaway, so we can expect that to be swallowed pretty soon. Need to get changing this. Where are we? There we are. There we go, 20 kilometers left. Well, 20.4, but yes, we're within the 20 kilometers left now. As you see, the weather above me as well, 25 degrees in Australia. It's actually, well, that says ton. I forgot to change that as well. Another mistake, but I'm assuming it's going to be the exact same sort of in and around that area. It's in Adelaide, so 25 degrees. So we're sort of going down here now. Let me get this. We sort of just got on the sort of bottom of this descent at the just that wee peak there, just before Corkscrew. So that's where we're sat right about now. And there you go, the break has been swallowed. I can't get his name right. But your man from Bahrain, Fram, I know his first name's Fram, but Renderink and Ernstad have been caught. 19 kilometers to go. 95 kilometers an hour. What? 18.8 to go now. I'm getting excited. Corkscrew's up next. 4 a.m. Great. So after the top of Corkscrew, there's 13 kilometers. So we had Corkscrew in 2 kilometers. It's 3.6 kilometers long. So if there's 13, yeah, we're hitting it in about 1.5, 2 kilometers. This is where things start to get interesting. Ernstrad right at the back of the peloton, barely hanging on after being in the break all day. The peloton are flying. They are flying. I don't know why I keep doing it. Keep going to yawn and then I can't yawn. Who's out at the front? Is that Anderson pulling at the front? This is us. Start a Corkscrew. 16.5 kilometers to go. This is it. Start a Corkscrew. Start a Corkscrew. Movistar rider at the front. A couple Red Bull riders EF Education are now at the front. Nothing happening yet though. I wouldn't expect any attacks to happen now. It'll take about a kilometre or two for them to start. But they're flying up this climb. Sam Watson's out of there, so he's back on the British jersey. Hear my chair moving. Got a yawn. I didn't even get the full yawn out. Red Bull front and centre. They're obviously. I hope Finn Fisher Black gets this. Like, my prediction is right. Ernst's still at the back of the peloton, hanging on. Fair play to him. Fair play to him. Fair play to him. He's just barely hanging on to the back of the peloton. Movistar at the front here. And there is Anderson shouting at his teammate to stay behind him. .2 kilometres at the top of the climb, 15.1 to the finish of the stage. UAE have taken charge at the front here. EF Education accelerating up the left. We've had 9 viewers in total. So let's grab the arrow now. As we are currently at the bottom of Corkscrew. There we go. Anderson has dropped from the peloton. The Orca jersey is dropped. That's him out of it. Sort of expected though. And I'm sure he doesn't mind seeing he just won the stage yesterday. 1.7 to go. I'm hoping for some attacks here. UAE are at the front. There's about 2 or 3 UAE riders at the front with a couple of Red Bull in behind. It's 16. So they mightn't even attack before the finish of the climb, because once they get the points, they turn left and they keep going up. So there's hope for attacks yet. Oh, Lucas Plapp has dropped from the peloton with 14.3 kilometres to go. Plapp is out the back. 1.4 kilometres to go to the top of the climb. Oh dear. Oh dear. That is not a good look for Jaco. Luke Plapp especially. Adam Yates working at the front. The peloton's starting to dwindle down now, like so does. 1.2 to the top of the climb. 14 to the end of the stage. But Adam Yates is controlling it at the front right now. Fisher Black's in 3rd position at the moment. But you can see the peloton stretching out now, like it's stretching out. Move the arrow up a wee bit. We're sort of not quite there, but we're sort of there. So yeah, Adam Yates is he's out of the saddle and he's going for it. Yeah, Adam Yates is trying to blow it apart. Oh, here we go. 1 kilometre to the top now. And Adam Yates is just he is just tearing it. Flip me. Who's that? Jack Haig out the back. So there's any else's GC man out the back now. Lucas Plapp as well out the back. Oh, here we go. Adam Yates is starting at distance. Yeah, Adam Yates. Jay Vine on his wheel, taking him away. Finn Fisher Black. Oh no. Finn Fisher Black is gone. And there's Jay Vine. Jay Vine's away. Jay Vine's attack. No. Fisher Black's not there. Narvaez is chasing him. Ooh. Jay Vine attacks. Narvaez follows. And that's him away. Well, there you go. Should have won. Well, I've predicted Narvaez to win it, but not the stage, the general. But I should have picked him for today's stage. Fisher Black just blew to pieces. 0.6 to the top of the climb, 13.5 kilometers at the end of the stage. We've got Jay Vine out the front, who's just attacked, and Narvaez on his wheel, and the rest of them are gone pretty much. Yeah, it's them two. It's going to be a 1-2 for UAE. The rest of them can't keep up. Oh dear. Another UAE domination. So that is, move the arrow up a wee bit. They're not quite at the top, but I wonder how they're going to do this, if they're going to sprint against each other. It says there, we've had one concurrent viewer for a wee while, so hello whoever you are, hello. I'm holding something in my hand. Hello. And he's away as soon as I say hello and wave, he disappears. Oh no. So the gap from Jay Vine and Narvaez to the rest of them is 15 seconds. Change out there's the stage favourites, and there you go. It turns out it is in order. Even though I said it wasn't earlier, but now it is in order, so Narvaez and Vine are at the front. The group chasing in behind. There's 3 Movistar riders there, flip. 3 Movistar riders chasing. "20-second gap to Vine and Narvaez. They blew it to bits. Fair play to Adam Yates, because Adam Yates did that. Adam Yates blew that peloton to pieces. So we've got Jay Vine riding at the front, Narvaez just in behind him, and I think that's going to be them for 12.6. Oh, to be fair, 12.6, and they have to hold a 20-minute gap, or 20-second gap. Narvaez out of the saddle at the back. He looks like he's at his limit. He looks like he is struggling at the back to stay on the Jay Vine's wheel. Could this be a Jay Vine Tour Down Under 2026 win? I guess they were right. It is the hardest stage of the ever in the Tour Down Under, because the peloton has just been blown to bits. And Narvaez is struggling to stay on here. Jay Vine looks pretty comfortable, but Narvaez is shaking all over the show. 11.9 kilometers to go with a gap of 24 to the group, well, not even the group, the peloton behind the 2 leaders. Move the arrow up a wee bit, because we've passed the King of the Mountains bit, and we're sort of just I'll make it a bit smaller. Do that. That's where we're sat. We're sat about there. Oh, chest day. Yesterday. Oh, it's so sore. Oh. Movistar radar attacks. Here's up. Not Neil Tespacion. That's what the commentator just said. Don't quote me on that name. Narvaez is struggling. He looks like he's hanging on for dear life. So there we go, the results for that. Jay Vine first, Narvaez second, Filippo Zana third. Tesfacion, that's who it is. He's attacked. So Tesfacion is attacked with Andreas Kron, Harry Sweeney, and Adam Yates in that group. So they are just behind Narvaez and Jay Vine. But I don't see them catching. I think Adam Yates is going for the third. So I actually think UAE are going for 1, 2, 3. If they do that, that is nuts. Just pure domination. Oh no, never mind. Adam Yates went to the front of that group and just sat and held up, didn't move. Harry Sweeney has now attacked from that group to try and catch. "30-second gap from the chasing group to Narvaez and Jay Vine. 10.7 kilometers to go. Jay Vine moves up into third for the King of the Mountains classification as well because he won that corkscrew climb. So Harry Sweeney is chasing down Narvaez and Jay Vine. Tesfacion is just trying to chase Harry Sweeney down. Adam Yates is just, if he gets a chance, he'll sit at the front of the group chasing them and just hold it up and not move. Fair play. A couple of riders I didn't even expect, but the rest of the whole thing, that's out over. Well, I say there's 10 kilometers left, so, and a 33-second gap, so it's just up. Oh, Adam Yates is chasing Tesfacion. So he's gonna catch these two, go to the front, and just sit up. Fair enough. Let's see here, Narvaez is holding up because he did look pretty tired behind Jay Vine. Jay Vine's still at the front, Narvaez just in behind him. He hasn't really went to the front yet. So let's move the arrow now. Where are we at with the arrow? Let's move it up a wee bit. There we go. Let's see. Yes, there we go. 10 kilometers to go. Need to change it. 10. There we go. 10 kilometers left. So, just to recap, we have got 9.6 kilometers to go. We've got Jay Vine out at front with Jonathan Narvaez on his wheel. We've got a chasing group of Tesfacion from Movistar, Harry Sweeney from AF Education, and Adam Yates. So that's group 2, and group 3 is, the rest of the majority of the favourites. But fair play to Adam Yates for that pull up corkscrew, because he I don't know what pace he went up with that, but he just tore the peloton to bits and just allowed Jay Vine to go up. So it's just them two. Narvaez still hasn't went to the front. Apologies, I hit my desk. Who's this? So Tesfacion. Who's that? Mara Schmidt, Philippe Ozana, and there's another rider from Tudor that have just caught the Adam Yates group with Tesfacion and Harry Sweeney. I wonder who that is actually. I don't know. I can't see his number. Marco Brenner. Marco Brenner. My bad. I know. I wonder if they are going to do the 1, 2, 3. They're definitely getting the 1, 2. But I wonder if Adam Yates sprints for third and UAE get the 1, 2, 3 right off the bat for the first GC stage. Like 8.7 kilometers to go, and the gap from the chasing group to Jonathan Narvaez and Jay Vine is 32 seconds. I have no idea where Finn Fisher Black is. He was my pick, and he's completely gone, unfortunately. I think he just blew up. And he just, because I've seen it, he was struggling to stay on when that Adam Yates pull happened. $4 in the morning. Oh, tired is an understatement. So we have 8.2 now. Adam Yates is just sat at the back of this group and is not budging. He's letting everyone else work. Marco Brenner has attacked the chasing group. He's trying to bridge across to Narvaez and Jay Vine. So we're just sort of, let's move this arrow up because we are at the top of the climb. So put that back up. So that's where we are now. So the two previous winners are currently out in front, Jonathan Narvaez and Jay Vine. I wonder who's gonna, if it goes to a sprint, Narvaez has got it, but he has been struggling behind Jay Vine, like so. I wonder who is going to take it. Rock, paper, scissors, probably. The gap is increasing now. 35 seconds to Narvaez and Jay Vine. Still in that group, we've got Harry Sweeney, Tesfacion, Philippe Ozana, Mara Schmidt, and Marco Brenner. They're the chasing group. Well, I say chasing group. Adam Yates isn't chasing, he sat at the back of that group. So that is... I think if it does go, and them two do end up, I think you give it to Jay Vine, because he's done all the work up the mountain and Narvaez has sat him behind and struggled, so I'd be giving it to Jay Vine if you had to pick between the two of them. Like 6 kilometers to go now. The gap is I didn't even realise that the gap is up to 45 seconds now. Yeah, so they've definitely got the 1-2. 5.5 kilometers to go. Marco Brenner tried to get away, and he is back at the front of the chasing group. Get ready to change. .1, that's us. Final 5 kilometers. Near 4:30. Can they do 5 kilometers in 8 minutes? Let's hope so. There's Ben O'Connor. I expected more from Ben O'Connor on the stage. Why can't I yawn? Right, 4.5 kilometers, 50-second gap. I think the UAE 1-2 is nailed on. Sorry, I should be speaking on the mic. Harry Sweeney doing the majority of the work at the front of this group. Marco Brenner as well. They're being the predominant two at the front of the chasing group, trying to catch him, but it isn't working. 50 seconds. Yeah, you have to give Adam Yates his flowers for that, because he pulled that peloton apart. So fair play, Adam Yates. .8 kilometers now, 52-second gap. So UAE have won the Tour Down Under, because in past years, it has been like 9 seconds. You know, within 10-15 seconds from first to second at the end of the whole tour. You're talking a minute gap on stage 2. Flip. That's it over already. Where's all the Matthew Brennan fans gone, because he's nowhere to be seen. A lot of people, I'm surprised, a lot of people thought he was gonna. I actually thought he would have got up the top of Corkscrew, like, so I was surprised myself not to see him, but hey-o. So that's us, the final 3 kilometers, well, 2.9 kilometers now. The gap is 51 seconds to Narvaez and Jay Vine. So, yay, 1-2 pretty much. The chasing group, Harry Sweeney, Tess Fassion, Filippo Zana, Mauro Schmidt and Marco Brenner with Adam Yates. I actually wonder who they're going to give it to. I think it would be harsh not to have Jay Vine win this, like, because he did do all the work from Corkscrew to now. Narvaez is just sat behind him, so he's struggling. He's like weaving. He's really struggled, like. Fair play to Jay Vine, because this. Fair play to him. 1-23, and he's going to win it. And, well, if they end up giving it to him, I hope they do give it to him, because he does deserve it. But if they do go for a sprint, Narvaez should get it. So it's a fight for third, pretty much. Adam Yates has just sat at the back of the second group for the whole time. Like, he's not done a thing since M2 broke. I wonder if he does go for the sprint to get the 1, 2, 3. Half 4 in the morning. Are you kidding me? Right, so here we go. 1.3. The final kilometre now. Jay Vine and Narvaez have just rode off 55 second gap. You have to give Adam Yates his flowers for that climb on Corkscrew, because he just ripped that peloton to pieces. Narvaez has moved to the front. Jay Vine, it's the first time Narvaez has moved to the front in the first 13 kilometres, so I wonder if he is going to go for the sprint, even though Jay Vine has done all the work. There they go, they're in the final bend, 300 metres to go. 200 metres. I wonder if they're going to sprint. Skip. Fair play. Giving it to Jay Vine. Deserves it. Fair play. Well done, Jay Vine. Well done, Narvaez. And well done, Adam Yates, because that was a masterclass. Very, very well done. Just pure dominance from UAE, like pure dominance. What do you even say? That's it over, pretty much. This is the sprint for third. We've got Marco Brenner at the front, Harry Sweeney in behind, Mauro Schmidt in behind that. Here we go, final 200 metres. Marco Brenner, Harry Sweeney. Mauro Schmidt goes, Zana. Oh. Marco Schmidt. Yeah, Marco Schmidt got it. So at least Jaco got a podium. At least Jaco got something. But I will wait for the 57 minutes left. Should have moved that red arrow. But we'll get rid of it. I will wait for the final results, because that was some stage. Let's wait for the Jay Vine giving his interview. Fair play. Right. Yeah, so this is the results for stage 2 at the Tour Down Under. We've got Jay Vine in first place, Narvaez in second place, Mauro Schmidt in third, Andreas Kron in fourth, Filippo Zana in fifth, Tess Fassion in sixth, Adam Yates in seventh. And if I had to give a rider of the day, I'd be giving that to Adam Yates, because he tore that peloton to pieces. So fair play to him. So look, I'm going to wrap it up, even though no one's here, but I'm going to wrap up the stream now. I'm streaming 58 minutes now. It is currently 4:30 in the morning, so I need to get to bed. But yes, if you're watching this on replay or whatever, I don't know, thanks very much. Appreciate it. If you joined in the live, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you for watching the final K Tour Down Under stage 2. And yeah, all the best.